This nostalgia is the breakup with Racheal Young, who's now married. Congratulations, Racheal. I'm glad you're a Chuck's chaser and that you're watching this
Oh,
when
she
you
is?
finally do. She isn't yet. But, and I mean, our relationship is a completely different nostalgia if it ever pops up. Which, are we really going to start dragging other people's names through the mud on this?
No.
No. But, just so you know, Racheal, from my end what happened, it was a Sunday, of course, a driving lesson, and Dad drove us back, and we stopped off, I think, at a hardware store, maybe Racheal's, I don't remember. It was a tiny parking lot. We were sitting there, and he very friendly asked me if I had any desire to come to the zoo with them. I mean, I was 15, 16 at the time, and I wasn't really interested in hanging out with my parents, my sister, and her super, super attractive friend from dance school. Joel had a lot of pretty friends from dance school. There was one girl, her name I think was like Kristen or something like very typical, but she was very well developed for a girl her age, and she had a great face with very big eyes and very nice lips and excellent cheekbones. I remember all it. It was I never acknowledged that as a crush, but honestly, there, even at that age, I was like, well, that's my sister's friend. I'm not going to.
It's like the perfect chance to, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, not in our family dynamic.
Yes,
But,
absolutely.
and then I had Racheal, who, I don't even remember how that all started, but she was real sweet to me, and we would talk on the phone, we hung out a lot. My mom hated the fact that I had a girlfriend at that age, because as you sort of probably can glean from previous and future nostalgias, we had a very conservative, socially conservative, not necessarily politically conservative parents. So, I think my mom was just waiting for an excuse to disallow me to see another girl. Yeah, outside my mom. And so it was during the summer, and my dad asked me if I wanted to go to the zoo. Go to the zoo with everyone, and I didn't, because I'm a teenager, and I would rather take I didn't know. We were never presented an option. It was, the family is going to the zoo today. Can you attest to that?
Absolutely.
Thank you. But wouldn't it have been great to say I was in my vinyl spinning phase, and I was like, shit, I can be at home spinning some Beatles records. They had Hey Jude, which was a U.S. release of a compilation of a bunch of singles, including the titular song. Anyhow, when I told Dad that I would prefer not to go, I mean, it's the Pittsburgh Zoo. We went at least once a year, so I'd seen the shit they got there. And, if you don't want her clawing you, stop fucking around with her. Give her some loves. Thank you. 1, 2. Gotta learn to count, McMahon. And my dad said, well, your mother's not going to be happy to hear that. And I guess at that hint, I should have changed my story. I should have just acquiesced and said, alright, I'll go. And you'd think acquiesce is a dad word, but it's not. That's not in his vocabulary at all. That's an Edwin Arlington Robinson word. Thank you, Mr. Flood. And, if you've read that yet, link to it, Chuck's Chasers, Mr. Flood's Party. Excellent, excellent piece of work. Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Oh my god, another nostalgia there. Anyhow, but I stuck to my guns. It was an experiment, sort of along the lines of what Paul would do around that age as well. And because of that, Mom had said, well, you can't go out with Racheal anymore. And I don't know how the two things were connected at all, because I heard her say out loud, very angrily, that he doesn't want to just hang out because there's not going to be anyone for him to spend time with. Yeah, that's the truth. You two had each other, and then Jill had her friend, and I'm just tagging along like fucking Mopey McDicksuck here. And what the fuck am I supposed to do at the zoo, sitting there like a goddamn brooding teen with his folks and his sister and her sister's friend who he finds attractive but can't say anything to, because that'd be creepy. So yeah, it'd be a lot more fun to spend some time on my own. What's wrong with that? But my punishment was that I had to break up with Racheal Young. Little did she know that like a day or two before, I had called Racheal and told her it wasn't working out. And I forget why, but I remember that when I called her, it was in, like after school, and very matter of fact, and done coldly. And maybe it was because I found some other girl attractive, or maybe it was because of this one day in chemistry where she and I both had class together, where she yelled, the last day of school, she yelled at Amanda Seville because her and Mike Davini, no, not Mike Davini, I don't know, some dude, some football player who's well known, they were like sort of teasing us. They're like, yeah, go, I forget what, yeah, Tick, because I had a Tick t-shirt, so that became my nickname in chemistry, and they're like, yeah, Tick, go, because I was, last day of school, just chit-chatting with Racheal, just sitting there, talking with her, and Amanda Seville said something, like, asked us if we had had sex yet, and, Racheal snapped and screamed at her, it's none of your business, and Amanda Seville stood up, told Racheal she was ugly, and stormed out of the classroom. I'm pretty sure Racheal followed her to the door and called out something down the hallway at her. I don't remember what that was, but I remember being slightly embarrassed, but Racheal was not ugly. Racheal was very cute and very tall, and I love tall girls. But that's sort of, I guess, another double nostalgia for you. The Zoo story. Edward Albee fans, hit me up. And the breakup with Racheal Young, just, I think, was born out of my insecurity. I'm very happy for you, Racheal. Many salutations.